She's a MILF.
That's my mom right there.
MILF. Dude, what are you doing to her, dude?
To MILF or not to MILF? That is the question. You probably are aware that TLC has dropped a new show called MILF Manor. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about the show so you don't have to get a Discovery Plus membership and pay $8 a month to watch the show. TLC actually stands for the Learning Channel. Now, despite that, they produce a lot of brain-numbing content like 90 Day Fiancé and its 20 different flavors. This brand spanking new drama-filled show, MILF Manor, is all about older women pursuing a relationship in a villa with younger men. And to be transparent about it, when I say younger dudes, a lot of these guys look like they're still in high school. Like this dude, Babyface McGee, he looks like a younger version of that guy from Parks and Recs that's like, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious. The first MILF we meet is April Jane. She's 59 years old and she's from Studio City, California. April considers herself a rare find, however, she's on this show, so she can't be that rare. April has 3 boys and she mentions that she has a very high libido and her kids are unaware of that fact. Oh, that's what saw. April's out here trying to get her back blown out. Who wants to break my hip? April then opens up and informs the audience about the relationship that she had with the father of her children. It turns out that they had a 7-year age difference, and throughout their relationship, it started out really good, but it kind of fizzled out. And you know, relationships are hard. I get it, April, especially when you live in California because there's a lot of deviants down there. But the good news for April is that now she can catch some young balls in her jaw in a villa in Mexico. It just goes to show you never know where your heart's gonna lead you. The next MILF we meet is Paula. She is from Mexico City. However, she currently resides in Miami, so for all we know, she could have an OnlyFans. That's what Miami's known for, right? OnlyFans girls, Cuban food, murder, Everglades, alligators. Am I missing anything?
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Mexico.
Thank you. I'm not necessarily a competitive person, but I'm confident and she doesn't have anything on me.
Meow, girls are so much cattier than guys. I feel like if you took 100 men and put them in a room, they would just all be friends. They would treat it like a fraternity. If you put 100 women in a room, there would be 10 different groups of 10, and then within those 10 groups, there would be at least 5 women that talk shit about each other. I feel like it gets catty for no reason, y'all. Whatever happened to women supporting women? The real estate agent in me is screeching right now. It's all about collaboration. There's no one MILF that's gonna bag every single young dude, so you should work together. You should create alliances. You should put each other on. Everybody can eat the bread. Sad news, Socks Pola informs the audience that when she was only 23 years old, her husband died in a car accident, which is devastating. After she unfortunately lost the love of her life, she decided to take all that time and energy and place it into raising her children, and she admits that she's always somebody that has been in a relationship. She actually says even when she was in kindergarten, she had a boyfriend, which is funny for me because when I was in kindergarten, I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh or something. Like, that wasn't even where my mind was at. Saudits! Before we continue reviewing this reality TV garbage, I'd like to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Factor. Factor makes meeting your nutrition goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your doorstep. Factor offers keto, calorie-smart, chef's choice, and vegan plus veggie options, which includes seafood, meat, and plant-based meals. With Factor, you got options and there's no prep or mess. Factor cuts out extensive meal planning and prepping so meals come together in minutes. Taking the guesswork out of what to make for breakfast, lunch, and dinner is just time and energy that you could spend towards more productive things like work. Factor has helped me immensely because I'm one of those people that gets lost in the grocery store and buy an excess of ingredients that I don't end up using. Like, do I need 10 sticks of celery? No, not really. And then I end up creating a food monster in my fridge. Factor is also so flexible, I can easily adjust my order size, enjoy with loved ones, or I can skip a week if I'm traveling. Factor also has many nutritional options. For example, they have really bomb smoothies, so I can always keep my fridge stacked with snacks. Using Factor, I'm able to schedule my meals ahead of time so I can use my brain power on more productive things like making videos for my Yourwetsock community. Also, let's be real about it, the delivery food services that we use are very expensive for no reason. By the time they add on, oh yeah, tax with personal tip with blah, 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 it comes out to like $40 when you order one entree. Factor is a smarter financial decision because not only is it cheaper than takeout and delivery, but it's also ready faster. If y'all are interested in getting started with Factor, head to go.factor75.com/YourWetsock60 and use code YourWetsock60 for 60% off your first Factor box. Paula seems nice, a little codependent, and somewhat of a red flag though, because she also adds that she's hoping one of these young dudes proposes to her during the duration of her stay, which seems really fast, but it is reality TV. Drum roll, please. The next MILF's name is Soo Yeon. She hits us with a spicy one-liner off rip. She communicates to the audience that when she first meets her young dude, she's gonna say, hey, I'm Soo Yeon and I'm so wet. And I thought that this was a clean one-liner. So far, she's my favorite. But I think I only like that line because she used the word wet, and our name is Yourwetsock, so same but different. Soo Young has always dated dudes younger than her, preferably 10 years younger. She also says that she requires fire sex, doesn't care as much about kissing. I'm assuming that she's a Scorpio. She seems very intense and passionate, but I don't know. I haven't got a good read enough to like predict everyone's zodiac yet, so we're gonna see how this goes. The vibe that I'm getting right away is that all these women are mad horny, so that line between I'm trying to find love and I'm trying to suck and fuck is very blurred at this moment. The next MILF is April. She's 43 years old from Detroit, Michigan. She was married to her high school sweetheart. They lasted about 14 years before splitting. April, like the majority of the MILFs on this show, have bottled up their sexual desires in order to focus on raising their children. However, now they're ready to unleash the beast. This is Charlene. She's 46 years old. She's originally from Jersey. However, now she's living in LA. Charlene says that the game of life threw her plenty of curveballs and it took a long time to get here. My question is, when you're saying it took a long time to get here, are you referring to Mexico or on the dating show in Mexico? Usually when people say things like it took me a long time to get here, they're talking about personal journey, finding success or growth. Sad news, Charlene's 27-year-old daughter unfortunately passed away last year, so she's still devastated about that, and rightfully so. However, Charlene goes on to say something very cringe, and that's that she's doing the show for her daughter or her daughter's memory.
I am doing this for Ashley in a lot of ways.
For sure, Charlene. Highly doubt that your daughter would be proud of her mother for going on a reality TV show about slamming young cock and balls. I don't know about y'all, but it's a huge pet peeve of mine when someone uses a death to justify whatever dumbass decisions they're making in their life.
Sometimes like really good looking guys, they're so, whatever thing, yeah.
I was gonna say
it's
that.
not.
How about the guy that are ugly and but he has nice personality, nice to you? You gonna date? No.
Ew, if he's ugly, absolutely not, period. Kinda shallow, y'all. Wow. I think there has to be a happy medium between looks and personality, because to be honest, if you're a mental stimulation person like me, personality is more important. And I've noticed that the majority of good-looking dudes don't have fun personalities or good personalities because they've never had to work hard to make friends. Side note, because this show's becoming so popular at such a rapid pace, I'm hoping that TLC doesn't make a MILF Manor next, because that idea is horrific. If anything, it's a bit of a double standard, because I highly doubt if the genders were reversed, that would be allowed on TV. The next MILF that's introduced is named Kelly. She's 50 years old, and she informs us about her alter ego, whose name is Disco Mommy. She comes out the gate bubbly, she greets the other women, and then she dives deeper into her ego and informs us that her ego is all about house music and being spontaneous. This is what I imagine Kesha's gonna look like when she's 50 years old, or Elsa if she was like a Vegas showgirl until she was 50.
Do we need a shot?
Kelly has a big personality.
Don't play with me.
I do think that for me, it's really too much.
Interesting take, considering Kelly was just being nice and offered to make everyone shots. Meow. I think some of the women are intimidated by Kelly because she has a big personality and they're afraid of being outshined when the men eventually arrive to the villa. Kelly says to the audience that all the women look beautiful, but they're not her. She goes on to say that she's been judged in the past for having 6 different kids from different men. She also goes on to make a snarky remark, and that is, why would I have 6 kids with the same dad? Hello? Why wouldn't you have 6 kids with the same dad? Why have 6 kids, period? Like, having kids in America is so expensive.
I'm not mad about my body.
Kelly seems nice, horny, and friendly, but she has a very immature mind. She seems like one of those girls that never grew out of that sorority mindset. Kelly goes on to inform the other women that she has the best personal trainer in Orange County, so whoever wants to have a threesome would, train out together with the best personal trainer in Orange County is more than welcome. Charlene at this moment is feeling a little insecure because she's comparing her body to Kelly's. I firmly believe the reason why we struggle with insecurity is because we're comparing our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. You have to remember that you're beautiful in your own way. You're worthy of love, validation, everything, right? It starts with attitude. A lot of the battles are fought mentally. Another MILF arrives, and it is Shannon. She's 50 years old. She used to look like a B-girl and she knew how to breakdance, which is cool. Next we meet Stephanie. She's 46 years old and she's all about the Lord. Stephanie's telling the other women right now that she feels like the majority of older men don't want to commit, and I'm just thinking to myself, I feel like the majority of 22-year-old men don't want to commit either. I think they're at the point though that they're gonna say anything to justify why they're there. This is a good deal for the dudes because it's gonna be a sugar mama, sugar baby situation, so they might be able to get their student loans paid off. No lie, I might have to start calling Stephanie Drake because she keeps mentioning God's plan. She's really riding this wave of I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be and it's all according to God's will. When she's saying a lot of the ridiculous things she's saying, I'm side-eyeing her hard because there was a process to get on the show. You talked to an agency, you filled out an application. There was a lot of steps to rip clout off the show, so don't try to be like, oh, it's all according to God's will. It's not. You did this. And if you were the almighty, you would probably think, don't involve me in your piss poor decisions. About 12 minutes into the episode, all the women receive a text message on their phone. Typically on shows like this, they have a host. For example, Love is Blind, they have the Lachey's. On this show, they do not have a host. I'm assuming because no one wanted to be associated with the show because the concept is so out there. Kelly right now is practically drooling on her vagina because she can't wait to meet these young dudes. She says that she connects with young men, especially in the bedroom. Soo-yeon says that her whole life she's been looking for a tall guy with dark hair, blue eyes. The women are lined up at the gate. All the young dudes are walking up to the gate and saying one-liners that are so corny, but they all stack up at the gate. Anyways, the gate opens up and everyone is flabbergasted because they figure out that the men are their sons.
Ready, boys. The last thing this world needs is a giant incest baby.
On some tweet incest shit. Whoa. For a second, I thought we were watching Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon. They should rename this the Targaryen dating show. TLC, hats off to you. You've outdone yourself this time. Nothing like watching boys with mommy issues hook up with their mom's friends.
That's my mom right there.
Whoa, that's my mom right there. How many takes do y'all think that this took? And cut. Okay, Braxton, that was really good, but let's hit it one more time with more emotion. Yes, sir, Mr. Director, sir. That's my mom right there. Both the moms and the kiddos proceed to act like they had no idea they would be seeing each other when it's like, y'all signed contracts before setting foot on set, so come on. No wonder a host didn't volunteer as tribute. This is like the gender-reversed Epstein Island dating show. Wait, that's my mom right there. This can't be going on. Am I gonna have to send my mom for a social media come up? That's kind of tight. On a real note though, some of these dudes are looking at their mom with a very sus glimpse in their eye, so I don't know. Billy says, so we're supposed to date the other moms? And his mom says, you're here, that's so weird. This has to be hands down bar none the most obscure path to getting fame. I would rather watch 1,000-Pound Sisters and look at Tammy play with her rhinoceros horn than this. This dude Ryan says, I'll be honest, I'm thinking first pick in the draft. Like I'm looking at everything else before my mom. My guy, you are sus out of your skull to include your mother in your hookup options. How baffling is it that this man came out of his mom and he's thinking about re-entering? Next you know, this dude's mom laughs it off and says, thank God for that, which makes it more suspicious.
Why are you following me on the retreat, Joey? I'm here to find love. Don't get in my way.
Absolutely not. Kelly is here to send young dudes. Love is a secondary mission. Her son looks younger than my little brother, and Christian's 22. This age difference is very thick, especially because some of these women are almost 60. Her son Joey goes on to say, honestly, older women are very hot, and I know I got the swag. I got game for them. First of all, kid, do us all a favor and never say swag another day in your life. Secondly, Joey looks so young that if any of these older women hook up with him, I'm going to think that that's predatory, but let me know what y'all think. I would love to know your opinion on this. Joey goes on to say that whenever he hooks up with a woman or brings a woman home, ultimately the decision on whether he dates that woman or not is up to his mother, and then his mother says, winning. I feel like that's very unattractive, no, to not be able to date anyone that your mother doesn't approve of. It just seems like you're not a man that can make his own decisions. Crazy because sometimes the people that you don't get along with end up becoming your best friends later in life. It's just that y'all were so brutally honest with each other that you perceived each other as haters when you were actually just being raw and real. Besides just going based off our first impression of Kelly, she seems like a very loose woman with no morals, so who is she to judge anyone? If anything, I feel like if Joey brought home a girl and she pointed out some of Kelly's character flaws, that would be a green flag because that brutal honesty is needed by the majority of people.
Been winning. Been winning.
Been winning. Gee, this kid's such an NPC.
Amazing.
My name is so old, so young. I think I have an eye on Jose. He's a perfect age for me.
While watching this abomination of a show, I've been reading the dude's body language and seeing how they present themselves. Jose right away seems like he's ahead of the pack because he seems to be above everyone in terms of emotional intelligence and understanding who he is as a person. We know that Jose's father passed away when he was a young age, so I'm sure that the absence of a father figure forced him to level up and grow, really take over the man of the house position and mature at a faster pace than other kids his age. Just based off his communication, how intuitive he is, I would be surprised if all the women didn't place him in their top 3. Next we meet April's son Gabriel. He's named after an angel, but he looks like a TikTok e-boy. He reminds me of Edward Cullen if he never became a vampire or cool and he just wanted to bang out his mom. From the eyeliner to the messy hair to the 5 necklaces, I didn't realize we were back in 2019. I love throwbacks. Better late than never to the trends. It's great to see. Gabriel says, all these women are significantly older, so it's pretty alarming. When this kid says this, his mom just awkwardly laughs because I'm pretty sure she's the oldest one out of the group. It's extra funny too because when she was introduced, she said that she she's in her 50s and it showed her age as 59, so no one cares as much about your age as you do, and obviously she's insecure about the fact that she's an older woman. In a couple years, I'm going to be 30, so I would never say if someone asked how old I was that I'm in my 20s. I feel like if you're hesitant to give out your age, that's a red flag, because like, I don't think people really care. We all grow and mature at different ages, so age doesn't really matter. As Gabriel leads a MILF to the bar, it's revealed that he needs to hit the gym. His back just goes straight down. He looks like the stick figures that I used to draw in class. Then Gabriel says, I started looking at these women and I was like, damn, they're kind of beautiful. Damn, Gabriel, I didn't know you would chill like that with your black nail polish. What was that little TikTok dance move you tried to hit there? Can we rewind that real quick? I want to hit a renegade with Gabriel. Gabriel 1000% crushes TikToks, and you can tell by how he has the little faces down, like that lip bite. In a way, I'm kind of jealous of the freedom that kids like this have, because I know for a fact that if I acted like this or dressed like this around my dad, he would beat my ass and send me to military school. Anyways, one of the MILFs gets a text that she reads to the rest of the class.
In the real world, there's often a double standard where an older man with a younger woman is accepted, but an older woman with a younger man isn't. Not here.
TLC, you've outdone yourself. The producers of this show know exactly what they're doing. Jose proceeds to read a message he got from the producers. In that message, they tell everyone this is a social experiment to see if they can find love dating someone from a different generation. TLC drew influence from I Love a Mama's Boy, Love is Blind, and Game of Thrones to bring us this monstrosity of a show. Basically, the kiddos and the moms are going to send each other in the villa, and after the ground rules are set, this is what Kelly has to say.
I'll be in the hot tub at 10.
Kelly's son then asks his mom to chill out because she is mad thirsty with it. Like, gosh, mom, you won't even bang me. Why are you trying to bang my friends? Kelly then says, sorry, ladies, I might be sleeping with your son. Kelly obviously feels at home in the villa. She's really feeling this social experiment. I'm gonna let her in on a little secret though. You being so thirsty for sex is actually a turnoff for the majority of men. I'd love to hear your thoughts below, but in my opinion and experience, untouchable men and women are more desired. There's no man on this earth that wants his girl to be in everybody's likes, follows, flirtatious, touchy to other dudes in person. It's very embarrassing. The whole vibe that this girl's throwing out in front of her son is that I want dick and I don't care who gives it to me. No wonder she targets young men, because the majority of young dudes are still trying to figure out their sense of self, how they want to hold themselves, and also they're mad horny. She said something in the episode like she has young energy. She doesn't have young energy, she's just wildly immature. I think she's coming out the gate way too hot in the social experiment. She's literally grabbing dudes and commanding them to take her on a date. When you try too hard, you actually push away the very thing you're trying to attract. These are young men that have been placed in a very loaded situation. Maybe allow them to have a drink and open up first and get to know them before you are begging them for sex. Harrison, the dude that's like, that's my mom, dude. He's in his own head right now because he's just thinking to himself, how am I gonna be friends with these other dudes when I'm also gonna be dating and sending their moms?
So you're gonna be 24, your son's 23.
No, he's 20.
No, I'm gonna be 21.
Oh, you're the baby.
And you gonna be 22, right?
I'm gonna be 22.
Shut the hell up, bitch.
At the end of this video, call your mom and thank her for not being on the show, because this is a terrible look. The most disturbing part of episode 1, hands down, was that they took all the dudes' shirts off and had them stand in a straight line, and the moms blindfolded themselves. They would come over and feel their abs and then try to guess which one of them was their son. As women get older, having children becomes more of a difficult process. In response, our libidos will increase. However, for men around the same age, theirs drops. So in a way, dating younger men avoids this dilemma altogether. I firmly believe you can have the most fire mental connection with someone, but at the same time, people want to bang, people want to make love with someone with rhythm preferably. But for the young men, even if they don't have rhythm, you can coach them up. This show wouldn't be as weird for me as a viewer if the kids weren't related to the moms. I also wish that some of these men and women were more clear about their intentions, because a lot of them say that they're on the show for love when it's very clear they're there for casual sex. I think honesty is super attractive in a day and age where a lot of people wear a face and mirror. When it's finally Kelly's turn to feel up every dude and figure out which one is her son, she accidentally picks Jimmy, Soo Young's kid. Joey says, oh my gosh, mom, you were one off. When Kelly realizes who she picked was not her son, she gets all hype, runs into his arms. He picks her up and she screams, I want you to be my son. Whichever producer came up with this concept of blindfolding the women and touching their kids' abs to figure out which one is their son needs to be thrown in prison. It's so disgusting. Imagine the outrage if this was dads touching their daughters like this. Also, Kelly's reaction is so sad for her son Joey. I can tell right away that this kid has been neglected just about his entire life. Joey even says to the audience that he feels wildly wildly uncomfortable watching his mom touch all these dudes. And next thing you know, Jimmy's mom's even chiming in because she was uncomfortable watching Kelly touch her son like that. You know it's bad when the game rules are risky and uncomfortable enough, but Kelly took it over and beyond what the rules were. She's thirsty like Snooki from that South Park episode when she's like, Snooki wants mush mush.
Who's ready for a checkup at the doctor's office?
Oh wow, the doctor's office jokes did not land. This seems like such a traumatic experience. No matter how good these mothers have been up until this point, I feel like for them agreeing to go on the show and do this to their sons is so disgusting. Also, when you stop and think about it, how crazy is it that two dudes could be each other's stepdads? Soo-young got so sus with it, she was actually hugging some of these young men. She was feeling their legs, slapping them on the arm. It seems like she saw the way Kelly woman handled her son and said, bet, I'm gonna take it 10 times higher. I'm entering my villain arc. All these men are getting touched. She then slaps Gabriel on the shoulder and says, that's my son, and everyone starts laughing because it's not in fact her son. The producers then ask Gabriel if he picks up women all the time, and his mother takes the initiative to answer for him and says, yes, he does it all the time, and he gets really butthurt about this. Gosh, mom, why would you say that? It's so embarrassing. Don't tell the producers and everyone that I pick up women all the time, mom. I don't know if you've seen the movie Napoleon Dynamite, but Gabriel will often channel his inner Napoleon and be like, gosh, mom, stop embarrassing me in front of the other MILFs. I don't know about y'all, but I've never seen a better visual representation of the Oedipus complex. Sigmund Freud believed that boys reach a developmental stage where they lust after their mothers and see themselves as love rivals with their fathers. He believed that unconsciously the boys desired their fathers dead so that they could assume their roles. Many people, myself included, were very skeptical of this theory because it was so out there, but after watching the show, he might have been onto something. We get a good look at the villa they're staying at, and it is mad luxurious. Stephanie and Billy won the first suite because they won the Touch My Son game. All you had to do to win was guess which kid is your son in the shortest amount of time. They came up winning because they got a sauna and a hot tub in their room, which is flex. I would be ripping sauna sessions because I enjoy having clear sinuses. And the other suite went to Jose and Pola, who got second place in the competition. Pola really wants to protect her son from Kelly because she's making a lot of forceful advancements towards her son, and it's got Pola feeling some kind of way. Kelly said something earlier that just about anyone would find distasteful because she invited herself to their room to go in the hot tub with Jose, and Pola looked at her like, Botch, who invited you to our room? I get that these older women are there to suck and fuck, but Pola and Jose seem like they have a higher value system and they would appreciate a little more respect. For example, not inviting yourself to someone's room. I got a lot more to say about the show, but this seems like a perfect spot to bookmark the video because in the next episode, episode 2, Kelly and Pola have an explosive argument, plus there's more sus activity. We're gonna have our Wetsock therapy session at the end of the next video because it's gonna be another video on Ed and Liz. We have to have one final chapter for them, even though we don't want to. Also worth mentioning, if you want to talk to me one-on-one, please order a Cameo. I'm actually the #1 Cameo creator in the entire world. It's not even close. Super thankful for y'all watching my videos. Comment below, subscribe, love you, follow me on Twitch and on Instagram right now.